Yes, lovers of freedom, all hail Biafra. Just looking forward to December 2nd, where all these shenanigans will come to an end. All these shenanigans will come to an end. And as we are expounding our analysis and our program today, join us and share, like our programs, because we are talking with the people inside Washington, D.C. We are in a real deal with the people inside Washington, D.C. And as we are preaching this gospel from our own angle, other people are still preaching this gospel from another angle. So the whole world knows that Nigeria is gone. Nigeria has never been restructured to work. But because of the impunity going on in the country, that's why some people are still speaking on behalf of Nigeria. But they know very well that you can never get anything good from Nigeria. Lovers of freedom, as you are joining, this is 555 Vision program, where we analyze deep things and we preach Biafran gospel, Biafran freedom movement as a gospel. The acts of those fake pastors, Adeboye, Oyedepo, all those criminal pastors, their acts are opening every day. As their asses are opening every day, so as Nigeria is going down. Nigeria is only being restructured for corruption. So, lovely Biafrans, as you are joining us now, we want to go inside this RFI again. We've been there before, but today, hey, Sonny, you're first one to write a comment here today. Thank you so much, Sonny. So, we go there again. There are lots of things he said in this place, which, if you go into the four cardinal points of Biafra, restoration, and the grievances declaration, you will hear it there. And this is exactly what Biafran government are presenting inside Washington, D.C. It has been official that we are talking with the people inside United States government. So, Azo, Franklin Bishop, thank you. Yeah. Good evening, Hamilton Luma. Un saludo desde aquí. Yeah. Lovely Biafrans, please, this is a deep analysis we want to do now, but your attention is highly needed. Attention is highly needed. When they want to speak the truth, they will say the truth. But the only thing you can never see in those that is supporting one Nigeria is maybe they will speak the truth, but they will never stand. They will never stand up for the truth. If you watch now, you will see DOS Nigeria, what they are doing. They are telling you how mighty our PM is. They are telling you how connected he is. They are telling you how strong he is, but they don't want to stand up and they join the moving vehicle. They decided to be warming our brain, but they should not stop also, because their propaganda is our energy. If nobody is fighting you, you will never stand up for your right. That's why we tell them anything you do will be used whenever Biafra is finally restored. We can also see that the Uche Kanu, since after 3 years to 4 years, the first time she stood up and asked people to write to write that Mazen Nandekano should come out. Yeah, someone that says that she is a wife. First time. That is how bad things has become. So, dear friends, lovers of freedom, as you are joining us, help us to share. Uche Buike, thank you for joining. Chema Irechukwu, my honorable, I salute you, sir. I greet you. Chema Irechukwu, may God bless you. Ugo Kingsley, I greet you. Chika Desmond Oba, I greet you. Then Ihana Cho Franklin, Ndewo, Chema. I come on time today. Yes, so you are on time today. We are just building up the program, waiting for people to subscribe, waiting for people to hit the like button. Send the informations to every other person that like what we are doing. That is the advantage we have when you hit the like button. You can also share it. Oba Sinachi Innocent. Yes, Oba Sinachi Otakode. Siempre esperamos pendiente de ti, mi hermano. Te quiero también. Oh, yeah, close the door, please. Estaremos pendiente. Okay. Hit the like button, lovers of freedom. Naz the sun, Arrange the Sunday. Thank you, Arrange the Sunday. Naz Uzoku, I greet you. Yes, we have to then start. Hey. Ejechakwa n'elu je na ikotu onye adezu. Ikotu onye must be here and let us say go ahead. Then with Biafrans, please, we are preaching Biafran gospel. So if you know you have watched what we are doing, you have every reason to apply sense of reasoning and the sense of asking questions. That these two things are the things they remove out of your brain when the colonial masters came. You understand? You go to when you say hit the like button and the share. Please hit the like button, please. Ask you to join. As you join, then Chimere Chukwu, honorable, I greet you. Obi-Wan or her Biafra. Now, Biafrans, it is not good that to tell a man to come out from the sun. And that is why we have to go inside this message again. Though we have been there before. But since we are preaching Biafran gospel, if pastors can carry one Bible, preaching it for more than 1,500 years, that means I am the beans. You understand? Christopher, one, thank you. We go here.
Distortion. I titled it, I said the genesis of distortion. The reason why Nigeria it is today is because there's a genesis to the distortion. It didn't start today. And I'll take you back to some key dates. I'll take you back to the year 1914. The year 1914 was the year they amalgamated the Northern and the Southern Protectorate. But before then, the British had first amalgamated the Southern Protectorate. Because you see, when they came, they met us fighting ourselves. Prior to that time, we have fought the Kiriji and the Jalomi wars. So in the South, for instance, when the British came, the only thing they had to do was just to unite the warring factions. Because the Ijeshakiti Parako were fighting deep, the Oyo people and all of that. So we were fighting and we had made a lot of slaves. Most of the people that went from the Kiriji and Jalomi wars were those that went as slaves to Latin America. Those are the people that came back as what we call the Agudaos. These are the likes of the Darochas. So that's why you see that Lagos Island is filled with a lot of Brazilian architecture. They even celebrate Fanti Festival. In fact, we eat frijon in Christmas. Frijon is not native to us. It's Portuguese food. So those were the cultures they brought back. But how did we get those cultures? Because we were fighting. So they said the kingdom of God suffered violence. And this violence can take us by force. We were already fighting from hitherto. Then the British came, settled the fight, then they colonized. The first inroad of the British in what is called Lagos colony today came in the middle 1800s when two people too were fighting over the throne of Lagos. Kosoko, and Akitoye. So they called in the British to come and settle fights. But you see, when you call a bigger man to come and settle fights of something that is very juicy, what do? They take it from you. So when Akitoye went aboard a ship called the HMS Prometheus on the Lagos Marina here, and he said, the British said, we don't know what you're talking about. Sign this edict that you will cede Lagos to us. So Lagos became a crown colony, and that's why in 1906, the first thing we did was the Southern Protectorate, the other fighting parts of the Yoruba parts, and Lagos colony. And that's why you see up till 1960, in fact, when we gained independence in 1960, residents full born in Lagos had the chance to either choose a British passport or a Nigerian passport. But a lot of them opted for Nigerian passport. So after that amalgamation, they started to rule over us. So guess the things they started to do to us. The first thing they did was they distorted our mindset. That's the genesis of the distortion. So they told you that your black color was never good enough. How did they do it? Indoctrinations. At first, they told you have to go through an education system. And after the education system, they say your language was not good enough, so they taught you in English. Have you ever wondered that if we are taught mathematics in Igbo, there will have been more people with a sound understanding of mathematics than in English? So the first thing you have to do, you have to learn your colonizer's language. And when you learn your colonizer's language, they took away your identity on how to think. So they call your customs and traditions idolatry. And the last thing they did was that they set up a fight between you, because they know if you are united, then there's going to be a problem. You remember the Tower of Babel? Even our God knew the importance of unity. So what did he do? He changed the language. So they set up a fight. And it's so easy. How would they do it? They have agents. Stir up ethnic strife. Yorubas will fight Hausa, Hausas will fight Igbos, and all of that. And they fan the embers, and they constantly do it. So the first genesis of distortion was the initial colonialism, and they continued. In fact, they did it up till 1959, when we had the first elections, the 12th of December. You know what they deliberately did? That election, we know who won that election. Who had more votes? The NCNC had more votes. But originally, the British had planned that it was going to be a hung parliament. You know what they call a hung parliament? A hung parliament is when there's no clear winner in a parliamentary system. So you have to form a government of national unity. The British had known that it will be either the Yorubas and the Igbos, the Action Group, or the NCSC, and the MPC. The MPC was standard. So that was how they did it, and that was what happened. But they knew that was going to bring a very big problem. You had a boisterous Action Group in opposition. There was going to be problems, and they knew it was not going to last, and they knew that it was going to open more fault lines that led to the war in '66. So have you ever wondered that it was just after 6 years after the first elections? No, then we had another elections in 64-65 that spanned into 64-65. So pretty much 6 years after the first election and 2-3 years after the second election, then we had a civil war.
Lovely Biafrans. Now, lovely Biafrans, please, we have a very low number in the like side. Use this opportunity to hit the like side, please. It helps this struggle and it costs you nothing. It is very, very important. Now, we are preaching this gospel and making sure we are combining them. But you can see Rufai on his Arise television defending the indefendable. Defending the indefendable. You understand? Today, this day, they invited him in the church, and the spirit of Biafra arrested him and they let him speak the truth from the origin. the origin of the creation of this contraption we found ourselves into. And that's why when we are doing our program, we do like to be joining it to the line. So,
and now with the renewed Islamic Usman Danfodio, jihadist, expansionist conquest, which is being resisted ruthlessly by the Biafra forces today. Our struggle and liberation for Biafra has become a struggle for survival of you, your household, and your children. I am talking to the Biafra people now. For over 50 million Biafrans, which many of you are part of, who already voted in the ongoing Biafra self-referendum. The argument for leaving Nigeria is not just about our identity, but is all about the survival of our people. It is all about for peace. It is all about for our unity. It is for equity and progress.
Now, Biafrans, man, I like to take it small. You know, from the 2nd of December, we are facing ruthlessly the destruction of Usman Danfodio. And listen to a Nigeria presenter, what he said. Again,
MPC was standard. So that was how they did it. And that was what happened. But they knew that was going to bring a very big problem. You had a boisterous action group in opposition. There was going to be problems. And they knew it was not going to last. And they knew that it was going to open more fault lines that led to the war in 66. So have you ever wondered that it was just after 6 years, after the first elections, no, then we had another elections in 64-65 that spanned into 64-65. So pretty much 6 years after the first election and 2-3 years after the second election, then we had a civil war that further deepened the fault line. So the first agent of distortion, and I'm sure we all know that, it will take years for you to recover from such a strife like that.
It will take years for you to resolve from this kind of shock after creation of the evil contraption amalgamated them together. 6 years after the war starts, the agenda of Usman Danfodio took place, and he said it from the beginning in this place that the two people are having problem. They called the hunters to come and separate them, and from there Nigeria enter into this kind of mess they are into today. They found themselves into. Now you can connect it again. Remember, anybody that is here, this is 555 Vision. We visualize the news before we come here. We make sure we deliver this message according to how Chukwukika Abiyama wants us to do it. Now, you will see when PM is telling them exactly what he is saying in this place. And you know, in this Biafra struggle we are into today, check how many number that is here, watching live. Then go and check Nigerian news, Nigerian people, how many people watch them live. Do you understand? So the difference is clear. The deceived people, because of information, lack of information during the time of Ojukwu. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say, listen, before you march, make sure you have medias that confront these people, that we set the record straight. So that is why when we come here, we will tell you, hit the like button. It will spread information, both the people following us and both the people that is willing to understand the truth. Then we go to PN. We will be connecting all these dots. You will be seeing it. It has been official that Nigerian News, Daily Post, Vanguard, everywhere have recorded it. Listen, follow Biafrans. there is something you're supposed to understand. When we do something, we will push the message for Nigeria government, this Nigeria terrorist government news media, to carry it. Then when they carry it, they will register the news. They will register the news. You remember a lot of things we discussed on the Twitter, or a lot of things our PM came up and discussed. Then they will say, yes, the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra has made this thing open to the public through his social media handle, Twitter space. So what we are doing is we will push them to register the history. You understand? So, and that is the reason when you hit the like button, it will send information to people that is like trying to follow us and the people that is hungry to know exactly what is happening. Here now, we will go here again. We will go here again so that you will be following exactly what we are doing.
And justice. Because anywhere there is absence of justice, what you have in place is anarchy. My fellow Biafrans, we have seen the paradigm shift in the course of this, our Biafra liberation, under my leadership and under Biafra government. As you all can see, the meetings and consultation with the members of the U.S. Congress continue to receive a desired attention. Our aim and objective is this multidimensional approach will at the same time be putting Biafra on the global stage, in a global discussion. We are not one with Nigeria. We are pulled apart. The ethnic diversity is a very dangerous one. And today, the Biafrans in Australia will have the opportunity to be briefed on some of the high-level meetings of the United States with the United States officials. Biafra will be the beginning of civilization in Africa. And that's what many people are scared of. But you see, like the Israel Prime Minister, we will win with or without you. We have taken the Biafra liberation to the global stage for the very first time since after the war. Even
now, Biafrans, we are joining histories. Rufai started from the root of Nigeria, how Nigeria has been corrupt, and he stopped where the war started. And nothing has ever worked in Nigeria. Nigeria was restructured. You will hear it from PM, you will hear it from Nigerian news presenter when they choose to speak the truth. But they are not ready to work on the truth. Chukwokika Abiyama have chosen people that will work on the path of the truth, and the message has been delivered. Now, Rufai confirmed that Nigeria is not working. Nigeria is a place where ex-president is always better than the recent president. Obasanjo, Jonathan, Rufai, all these people. This is how worse, it's getting worse to every day by day. And this is how we are going to be joining this message. You know, the message from PM here now says that we have taken the Biafran agitation to the global level, and hear it in this place now.
So they have set the tone for what become the war, and they are giving it to us at a beat, and we are taking it. So once we are taking it, once we have fought the first civil war and all of that, and when the civil war started, they were the ones that started selling their weapons. So afterwards, they had started the first genesis of distortion. They had caused hatred amongst us. The hatred means that we will never be able to come together. And please, that's why I say
this is Rufai, Nigerian news presenter. They caused hatred among us. And this hatred means that you can never be able to unite together. And this gave birth to what you hear today called divide and rule. And this gave birth to what is called minorities. That is causing very big problem. But what happened here now is that there is mighty solution, just looking forward to 2nd of December when mandate will be given to the government. You see Biafran Liberation Army, Biafran Force, and the Biafran Defense, anything, what they are doing, remember, up to date, PM is still waiting for your own mandate. Then we continue, please.
Every wall of hatred you have for your brother, break it. Because if they can take our unity, they can take our strength. So,
if they can take our unity, they can take our strength. And when they take your strength, that is when they take your brain. They take then your brain that you cannot get up and has a good resolution with your partner, because already they have instilled the spirit of divide and rule, enmity between the people found inside that Niger area. Let us hear him a little, then we will go to PM. You will see why Chukwuokike Abiama say your platform should be called Biafra Gospel. We are preaching Biafra Gospel. You understand? Those who is following us, try to know what we are doing.
once they caused that hatred, we couldn't come together again. And that's what we've been circling with. In the last election, our problem was not about tribe or religion, but they made it about tribe or religion in the end. Because they know the genesis of distortion. So that's the first genesis of distortion.
They know the first genesis of distortion. Divide and rule. Divide and rule. And that is what happened. Then how did Biafra government defeat these people? If you check the map of Biafra, 40 states that make up Biafra, PM, the Biafran government did not call anybody to join. All of them, all the 40 states, they gather together and they work on their map. They submit their map to the government and say, this is our territory, and this territory want to belong to Biafra. That is how the 40 states was compiled. Because of the distortion, we will go back to see what they talk in the United States.
During the Biafra war, Biafra discussion, Biafra issue, Biafra cause, Biafra case were not in the global stage. The only reason that the Biafra case came to the global stage was as a result of the images coming from the dying children in Biafra land. That was the only thing that put Biafra on the global stage. And when the United States of America was contemplating supporting Biafra, those that were in the leadership of the Biafra then have no knowledge, they have no contact details, they have no lobbyists in the United States who could actually make them understand what is going on, and then also who could educate the policymakers and the decision makers of the United States. That didn't happen. Today, under my leadership and under this Biafra government, which is the government of the people, we have corrected that mistake. We have taken this liberation and the issue of Biafra to the stage that has never, where it has never been before, for the very first time. I will share with you some of the key outcomes of some recent meeting with the United States Congress regarding the recognition of Biafra independence. My fellow Biafrans in Australia and beyond, we met with the most senior members of the United States Congress. We met with the most senior members of the US government, including the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, the third highest official of the U.S. government, the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Michael McCall, and a plethora of members of Congress. These members are now well educated about Biafra. It has never happened in the history of Biafra and Nigeria. We are closely working after being briefed, after educating these people, decision makers. We are now closely working with them to form a new Biafra policy for the U.S. government.
We are closely working with the United States of America. That is the open, and that's why Nigerian newspaper begin to carry it. They wrote it out. It has been official that Biafra government is now working openly. Then try to remember when the chief of the lobby, Elias, says that what they are going to do now is to make sure they spend their time in educating all the members inside Washington, D.C. And it has been made open in this place, knowing very, very well that these people, what this guy is saying inside this from this place. What happened?
So the Lagos Marina here, that further deepen the fault line. So the first agent of distortion, and I'm sure we all know that, it will take years for you to recover from such a strife like that. So they have set the tone for what become the war, and they are giving it to us at a beat, and we are taking it. So once we are taking it, once we have fought the first civil war and all of that, and when the civil war started, they were the ones that started selling their weapons. So afterwards, they had started the first genesis of distortion. They had caused hatred amongst us. The hatred means that we'll never be able to come together. And please, that's why I say every wall of hatred you have for your brother, break it. Because if they can take our unity, they can take our strength. So once they caused that hatred, we couldn't come together again. And that's what we've been circling with. In the last election, our problem was not about tribe or religion, but they made it about tribe or religion in the end. Because they know the genesis of distortion. So that's the first genesis of distortion. And that's why you see that life in Nigeria has now become something like an Obasian state. It is brutish. We talk about Leah Sharibu. Leah Sharibu is a symptom of a deeper problem. We talk about Nigeria not work. It was not structured in a way that it was going to work. Because people, that's why you see that life in Nigeria has now become something like an Obasian state. It is brutish. We talk about Leah Sharibu. Leah Sharibu is a symptom of a deeper problem.
Now, please, lovely Biafrans, listen very, very good, because there is an adage that says it is not good for someone to go beating around the bush. Now, these are the group of people that have been sent to school only to learn how to speak English and how to write English, but the power of reasoning and thinking was taken out of them. Listen to what he said here now, please. And what what Biafran government is presenting today in the Washington, D.C. Listen.
We talk about Nigeria not work. It was not structured in a way that it was going to work.
Nigeria was not structured in a way looking at least similar, something that is going to work. Nigeria is not structured, not in any angle. Something seems like something that will work. Nigeria was not structured to work. And that's why Usman Danfodio agenda came to circulate everywhere. Usman Danfodio has this agenda agreement with the Britain that's structured Nigeria. That's why you see this ethnic cleansing, Ruga, and all you can name. Today, what is happening that anything the Biafran government do to protect themselves, someone, PM, will come out and take responsibility of what action the Biafran Liberation Army has taken. That is one thing you should know and reason deep to understand who is defending you and who is not defending you. Then we will continue with this now, please. What we are doing here now is continue to put one and one together. If you know you are a Christian, you are reading a book written more than 1,500 years ago. If you are a Muslim, you are reading a book written up to 1,000 years ago. You understand now? So Biafra gospel, Biafra religion, we will go on and on, back, front, and center, bringing our news, making the history and setting the record straight. Nigeria is not restructured to work, not in any way. And that's why the third man, Michael Mock, the third man inside America, gave listening ear to Biafran government. Listen.
Because people wanted to take it for their own benefits. And that's why they don't like the truth. That's why they want to dominate every sphere. They want to shut people down in the media when you try to rat them out. So they deliberately put all of these things in place so that these systems and these hegemonies will not make you come together or work.
Do you hear it? Augustine and Adani, thank you. Gladys, pure heart, I greet you. Divine, precious, thank you. Now, listen to it. Everything that is happening, how it's being presented, please.
Which until now, currently has not had one. You may not understand the heaviness of the word I am speaking now, but you're going to know later on. And I believe Nigeria understand what I'm saying. For most members of the Congress we met, those we discussed with, this has been the first time the Biafra issue had ever been presented to them. As such, much of our discussion is providing an informational briefing on Biafra as well as malign nature of the Nigeria terrorist government. We also discuss our activities such as the self-referendum, which already recorded over 50 million votes, and the upcoming December 2nd declaration. My fellow Biafrans and our friends and lovers of freedom, on Biafra Independent Declaration, the reception by the members of the Congress to our message has been very overwhelmingly positive. Not a single member of the US Congress we met, or those we met with, ever expressed any support for the Nigeria terrorist government.
Not any not any member of United States Congress gave support to Nigeria terrorist country. Not one. You all knows, Vivian, Goze, Emmanuel, everybody, you know when we have been flashing pictures, meetings, executive meetings, the one that we are permitted to share. There are lots of people in the Zoom we had meeting with. Sometimes PM will invite us and he will say, don't open your mouth here. Only listen and see yourself. Are you getting it? This we have a right to speak. He said, not one person. Let me bring it back. You will hear from the horse's mouth.
Not a single member of the US Congress we met, or those we met with, ever expressed any support for the Nigeria terrorist government. So the main challenge currently is to fill in this information gap in Washington, D.C. And that's what our focus is now for the next 2 months.
Now, Ejukboro Okpuru Ikiri ya Biafrans, filling the gaps. Remember, there will be what is called Grievances declaration. And this part of the Grievances declaration, we want to take it from here. Remember, this is 555 vision, and we are preaching the Biafran gospel. If you like what we are doing, we ask you, please hit the like button. When you hit the like button, it helps our program to give information to many that want to know what is going on. Let us hear what PM said and how Chukwokike Abiama is using them to do the work we need. Remember, PM asked for 1,000 men wisdom, and God gave it to him. He said in the public that he has not used 15% from that 1,000, that everything is working on its own. Let us see how it's working. You understand now?
You think all of a sudden Boko Haram just starting is also part of a grand system. Now that we've properly destroyed parts of this country with kidnapping, insecurity, and all of that, it's easy for non-state actors to roam wild.
Please, you know, Chukwokike Abiama is also doing this program on his own. Listen to what he said. That PM just said this. PM said this, that nobody rejected support to what Boko Haram terrorists is doing in the system of Nigeria.
Expressed any support for the Nigeria terrorist government. So our message has been very overwhelmingly positive. Not a single member of the US Congress we met, or those we met with, ever expressed any support for the Nigeria terrorist government.
Do you hear it? Biafrans, we are doing the work which Chukwokike Abiama asked us to do, and he is manipulating this program. Listen to what where a Nigerian presenter said the same thing.
Hegemonies will not make you come together or work. You think all of a sudden Boko Haram just starting is also part of a grand system. Now that we've properly destroyed parts of this country with kidnapping, insecurity, and all of that, it's easy for non-state actors to roam wild. So there was a genesis to the national distortion, and they knew what they were doing. Pre-independence, post-independence. This game is so big that our politicians are just being played as a pawn in the game. But you know why it's easy to play our politicians? Because they see their greed. A nation can never grow if the leaders are greedy.
A nation can never grow if the leaders are greedy. Remember, we are just compiling one thing. If we have time just to be analyzing this guy now, maybe until two days before we can finish this thing. But look at what has been presented to the American government. That's why PM says, he says this. Listen, when the leaders are greedy.
Not a single member of the US Congress we met, or those we met with, ever expressed any support for the Nigeria terrorist government. So the main challenge currently is to fill in this information gap in Washington, D.C. And that's what our focus is now for the next 2 months. And to make sure we educate as many members of the Congress as possible. So many of you do not understand how this international politics or politicking is being played. For those who follow the history of the apartheid regime and the role of the US government in ending it, will understand why we are doing what we are doing today. There were explicit commitments and assurances given by members of Congress we met to support the Biafra cause.
Please, explicit commitment given. Who is saying no sound again, please? Vivian, please. Is there sound? In my own area here, there is sound. Then, explicit commitment from Washington, D.C., every one of them. The sound is better now. Yeah, the explicit commitment from the Washington, D.C. Remember, Kamala Harris, when Kamala Harris found out that Trump is 100% strong in the support of Biafra, Kamala Harris then send information to the world and say, look into your eyes should be on Nigeria. That was when ORB secret agents send information, keep an eye on Biafra referendum and the Biafran Liberation Army. And what did PM said here now is to fill information gaps. That information gaps now, they need inside Washington, D.C. is what we are now using a Nigerian media presenter who confirmed from this place that they are not allowed to speak. But he was invited in the church, and the spirit of Biafra visited him in that place and make him to start to vomit what you are hearing now. Remember, we are dealing onto multiple dimensional way of fighting for freedom and filling the information gap. And this guy now, who is a one Nigerian list, is also bringing the information we need. Listen to how it works. See how it works.
A nation can never grow if the leaders are greedy. Once they see greed, they exploit the greed of the leaders. Have you ever noticed why is it that most African countries are poor? Because their leaders are greedy. And they are taking advantage of the mindset of their leaders to destroy the nations. For what reason? For natural resource. Because they know we are blessed. You know, Nigeria has the capacity to be a $10-15 trillion economy, even more than that. America is about going to about on 20 trillion now. We have the capacity to be a superpower. But we have so much resource. So the next thing they do is they target the greed of our leaders and the selfish interest of our leaders, and they pull the buckle. So our leaders are so content with them having 5-10 billion in their bank accounts, rather than the collective development of the people. I mean, look at how bad the roads are in Lagos, for a Lagos that collects a lot of taxes. So it's not even about the politicians, it's about the systems that break all of us down, that creates this national distortion. Even with our security system, that's why you see it will now have different layers. They will put ethnicity in it, they will put religion in it, but these things are deeper than ethnicity and religion, because they need you to be confused about the dimensioning of these systems. They don't want you to think and know where it's coming from.
Where are we from the PM filling the information gaps? Yes, he is using his mouth to be vomiting these things, and yet they are still defending Nigeria. And from this place now, you hear how we are dealing with them internationally. We go here a little, then we come here.
We met to support the Biafra cause. Albert, through different expressions.
We know what is that.
We are now working with members of the Congress on several groundbreaking initiatives, which are ongoing and will be made public at the appropriate time. Biafrans in Australia, I want you to understand that the defense of Biafra land, defense of our women and children will remain the most priority of this Biafra government. And that we are doing with everything in us. The support that we have received so far, the activities of the government can speak for itself. Biafrans in Australia, if you are still standing on the fence, watching how this will end, believe me, the time will come when we will not need your money.
Time will come when we will not need your money, because Chukwokika Abiyama is piloting every movement going on in this Biafran restoration. Remember, for the Christians, Jesus, Yahweh Yeshua HaMashiach, is the #1 person agitated for Biafra when he says, "O Lord, let thy kingdom come on this earth as it is in heaven." He was referring to Biafra. Now, filling the information gaps. Here is one of the gaps under grievances declaration from the government. Starting from the 2nd of October, there will be declarations. There will be grievances declaration, there will be constitution declaration, and there will be commitment declaration. Then we come here a little to fill some of this gap we are looking for.
So the truth is, you can't grow beyond the system that is fraudulent.
You can never grow beyond the system that is fraudulent. A Nigeria presenter is presenting and telling you the gap under grievances declaration we are presenting inside Washington, D.C. in America today. Are you getting it? And he is here now making you to understand it very, very well. Listen to it.
And religion, because they need you to be confused about the dimensioning of these systems. They don't want you to think and know where it's coming from. So the truth is, You can't grow beyond the system that is fraudulent. That's why you see the way we are today with the Naira. All of a sudden, the Naira, that used to be 1-to-1 with the dollar. Look at where it is today. It's 1,004 something. When they were defending the Naira and we kept on telling them there are no fundamentals, they thought I was joking. They said, oh, that boy is a stupid boy. Has the Naira not started rising again? For a country that is so much blessed with milk and honey and its currency cannot be stable, you will know to a large extent that is because the leaders are not thinking right and they've been sucked in.
Are you getting it? You see, this year alone, how many companies departed from Nigeria? How many companies fold down in Nigeria and they moved out? He said, it can never work because the system is fraudulent. The system is fraudulent. And that is why Ikotuonye is saying it in this place that we must defend the Biafran land at all cost. That is why when you listen to PM, he tell you that he asked God to remove the heart of a human being out of his life for him to fulfill and make sure that the book of Revelation, the kingdom of God on this planet Earth, is restored, the new heaven. That is what he is saying in that place. Now, they are telling you now, PM is telling you, there will be time when we will not need your money again. Then Biafra will be buoyant enough. Now, listen to him.
I remember that I have always said something similar, including in other measures that the Biafra government has taken in the past. And they will think that we are just joking. But at the end of the day, it will come to manifestation. Thank you for inviting me today. And remember, every penny counts. Our IOU is there. If you don't want to do donation, you go and give IOU to the government. Powerful is there. Liberation tax is there. And many of you who were crying about how they were going to import terrorists into our land in the name of people, internally displaced people, I told you it will never happen. And let me also inform the terrorist Nigeria state that is now throwing bombs in Biafra. Like, you don't know that they are throwing bombs.
So now, Biafrans, this is how we are doing our own analysis. This is how we do our own analysis. We bring it from here, we bring it from here, we jam it. 2 person, 3 person, 4 people will be speaking one word at the same time. The Nigerian terrorists trying to bring Boko Haram in Biafran land because of the same dangerous diversity. Then let us go and listen to one of their presenters. We will hear him.
So maybe sometime soon we'll defend the Naira even more and it will go back to square one again. But please do not think the Naira will go back to where it used to be before. I'm sorry. I'm in the church. I believe in hope and faith. But I'm a realist to the core. I'm not sabi deceive people. Though. If you think it will be 1-to-1, be careful with what you think. Except we change the systems and the mindset that makes it difficult for us not to be able to produce as a country.
You see the problem after knowing very, very well, and he has taken oath inside church, knowing that a Naira can never go back again and become strong. And he is still bringing out some option. Accept. The simple accept is division of Nigeria, that me and you that found ourselves being forced into that cage will be free, and we will go to PM before we will change the program again.
Years ago, they have thrown many bombs, targeting the Biafra Liberation Army. You will throw bomb, we will also throw bomb at you very soon. And when we speak with our bomb, you are going to hear and you will never understand the language. We are coming with more sophisticated means of the defense of Biafra land. We will take it upon ourselves like we have done in the past, and to inform you that you will kill us, we will kill you, but at the end, our freedom will come. That will guarantee the future of our children and our unborn generation. Nigeria is destined to fail. Islamic State of Nigeria, terrorist state of Nigeria, you, that you will kill us, we will kill you. When we speak with our bomb, you are going to hear people, internally displaced people. I told you it will never happen. And let me also inform the terrorist Nigeria state that is now throwing bombs in Biafra. Like, you don't know that they are throwing bombs. A few days ago, they have thrown many bombs, targeting the Biafra Liberation Army. You will throw bomb, we will also throw bomb at you very soon.
Now, we'll stop. Now, there is something I want to let you know here. He says, His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, says Nigeria government are throwing bomb, which the evidences are there. He says that time will come when Biafra will be throwing bomb also to them. And that is what he said. When this time will come is when the mandate is given to him. Then there will be official power recognized by all over the world. And as of today, he is asking you, do anything. If you don't want to donate money to the movement, give Biafra loan. When Biafra is finally out, they will pay you 100%. Kind of, if you donate $1,000, 1,000 euro, 1,000 naira, they will pay you 2,000. That is what is talking. They give you back 2,000. You are making profit of 1,000 from the same money you donated for your own freedom. Now, let us take it again from Nigeria media. Hopeless country that is destined for destruction.
Except to become a productive nation, except we now start to tackle the genesis of this national distortion, we're not going to go anywhere. So insecurity you are seeing is a symptom. Have you ever wondered why growing up the same army that used to be so powerful cannot get rid of bandits? So you think all of a sudden it just happened? It didn't just happen. You think the system just got destroyed like that? It didn't just start. It was systematically, and they kept on seeping into our consciousness and our mindsets. That's why you see it's getting more difficult by the day. But you see, in all of this, for those that have facts and know the Lord, their feet shall be firm on the ground. But the thing is, it's not about just having facts and knowing the Lord. So what are you doing about it in your space? Are you part of the national greed? Because the world has enough to meet human need, not human greed. So we have a leadership that wants to meet their greed and meet our need. It can never be possible. That's why you see how much trillion, 26.7 trillion budgets. It's not going to go far. You know why? There's so much greed. A lot of people want to eat. Egunje. So those are the real agents of distortion.
Agents of distortion. And the Biafra people have decided to to liberate themselves from this agent of distortions. Now, we can go back to see how we are going to do it. This is how we are going to do it.
And when we speak with our bomb, you are going to hear and you will never understand the language. We are coming.
We are coming.
With more sophisticated means of the defense of Biafra land. We will take it upon ourselves like we have done in the past, and to inform you that you will kill us, we will kill you, but at the end, our freedom will come. That will guarantee the future of our children and our unborn generation. Nigeria is destined to fail. Islamic State of Nigeria, terrorist state of Nigeria, who knows nothing other than killings, women and children from the north, south, west, and all over Nigeria, just recently conducted election in Rivers State. In election of just local government election, they are bombing themselves and killing each other. And they even have a court order refraining police from participating in that election, where police went and started snatching ballot box. That is not a country that we want to be part of. Nigeria is destined.
Nigeria is destined for destruction. Joy Joma, Ndewo good man, Ndewo Gladys Uche, Ndewo. Now, we will go on a little before we switch to another place.
Except you understand that these systems are systems that were built inherently not to make Nigeria work, we will be fooling ourselves. And people like Leah Sharibu and other people that have been caught in the crossfire of Nigeria are just victims in all of this. They're just symptoms. The issues are deeper. In the last 10 years, have you seen real progress? It keeps decelerating. Have you ever wondered why? Because there are no fundamentals. All we have is little successes that people amplify, but it doesn't make it true. What 50 naira could buy 10 years ago, can it buy today again?
No, it cannot buy it today again. Do you know why? Then, if you want to know why, this is the reason. If you want to know why, if you know why.
To fail. Islamic State of Nigeria, terrorist state, kill us, we will kill you, but at the end, our freedom will come. That will guarantee the future of our children and our unborn generation. Nigeria is destined to fail. We will kill you, but at the end, our freedom will come. That will guarantee the future of our children and our unborn generation. Nigeria is destined to fail. That will guarantee the future of our children and our unborn generation. Nigeria is destined to fail.
Nigeria is destined to fail. I think you are connecting the dots. I hope everybody is connecting this dot. This is how Chukwukika Abiyama called us to be preaching this gospel. Where is Nigeria? Good man is asking. Nigeria is the country that is being destined to fail, and listen to it. Okay?
We say we have gas, we are flaring gas, but we can't buy gas in our own country without having an exorbitant fee. We produce electricity, but it's not enough. Despite the fact that they don't give you power, they now come and say band A. And you're not even getting the band. The electricity agency is like bandits. Today, This morning, I had lots of power in the house. I recharged,
Nigeria
how much was it? 35,000-40,000 naira. And I got, I think, how many units did I get? Maybe a little over 100 units.
Nigeria is destined.
But have you ever wondered, why is it that at some point power was a lot better
Nigeria
then than it is today? Some people will say, oh, it's because Nigeria population grew. No. It's because the system kept on getting corrupt, and more greedy, and more greedy, and more greedy, and more greedy, to the point of distortion. And if care is not taken, it's going to be worse. I don't like to deceive people, though. Yes. If the church does not rise up and speak truth to power, if the actors do not rise up and speak truth to power, it's going to be worse. If they ever told you that we can have a country where they can kidnap somebody for close to 10 years, would you ever have believed it in Nigeria before? No. If they ever told you that you will have a country where food can be this expensive, would you ever believe it? If they ever told you that Nigeria now will be so at a point that Benin Republic, their currency is bigger than ours. If you saw the front page of the Telegraph newspaper yesterday, they said Nigerian neighboring countries now reject Naira up for CFA and dollar.
And our unborn generation.
Because CFA is 650 to the dollar. Naira is 1,004 something to the dollar.
Unborn generation. Nigeria is destined.
And if care is not taken, it's going to be worse, because at some point we are getting to 1,900. This was the same CFA that as at the early 90s, 16,000 naira was 1 million CFA. So the ingredients of national distortion, and in all of this, the political class still wants to grab power. So the ingredients of national distortion is greed. But the funny thing is, what I'm most scared about is the greed of the people. Because you see, all of these unscrupulous politicians, they have agents. Some of them will have agents in this place, isn't it? But because, and I'm going to talk to you today, because of what you want to benefit, you see the truth and you look away. You don't know you're doing yourself. Because if this country is good, it's going to be good for all of us. If this country is not good, it's not going to be good for all of us. Are you happy the way it is that as a city as big as Lagos, we don't have pipe-borne running water? When last can you open your tap and say this is government running water? And for you to still do borehole, they are going to charge you for doing borehole. But guess what? I had a friend that was telling me, I said, 1992, when he moved into his house on Mole Estate, there was pipe-borne running water that came into his house, and they said connect to government water. So how did the situation become deplorable over the years?
A few days ago, they have thrown bomb.
So these are the agents of national distortion, and that's why I say insecurity is just part of them. The same north that people used to love to drive to in the past, very lovely roads that your car will even break down, you will sleep on the road, are places that you can't go again because of greed and national strife.
The worst part of it, the people who is trying to stand up to make a living, to bring a new life, to correct all this error he has been mentioning in this place, he himself supported them to be throwing bomb on us. Listen.
That is now throwing bombs in Biafra. Like, you don't know that they are throwing bombs. A few days ago, they have thrown bomb, many bombs, targeting the Biafra Liberation Army. You will throw bomb, we will also throw bomb at you very soon. And when we speak with our bomb, you are going to hear, and you will never understand the language. We are coming with more sophisticated means of the defense of Biafra land.
We are coming with a more sophisticated means of defending Biafran land, because we are no more interested in this kind of shenanigan. We go on.
But let me tell you, they will look for all sorts of things to cloud it. They will call it, oh, it's because of tribalism and everything. That's why you, the people, need to be united. Yoruba, for an Igbo man, the Yoruba brother is not your problem. For a Yoruba man, an Igbo man is not your problem. For an Hausa man, and a Igbo man is not your problem. The thieving political class are your problems.
But Iko Tuonye is here telling you, when you on your own TV, you keep lying and defending the same criminals that is paying your salary. That is the problem. Abbas, you are on two-faced man. This is completely two-faced man. People understand what is happening in this place now. He is a presenter, and we have brought this message. Everybody has seen this message, but you have not connected the dots. Another day, when the spirit comes that we have to come back to this message again, we will come back to this message, continue to connect the dots, because filling the gaps which we are presenting inside Washington, D.C., in front of United Nations, in front of African Union, in front of the whole world. We are filling the gap. And this gap is what is happening in this place. And why we are doing this thing, they go on throwing bombs on us. Listen to a presenter. We are calling it a day.
Because of their own greed, and they don't want you to thrive and move further. And because it's always been a fight between the masses and the bourgeoisies. That was what the British too did during the colonial days. They will always build systems of exploitation from you. They will levy you, they will tax you. Number one system of is taxes. Now they want to collect what tax from you? Cyber security taxes. Has your earning increased? So, and that's the mindset of, a few continue to get richer, while a lot of people continue to get poorer. Real quickly, how do we break these agents of national distortion?
You cannot break it. You cannot break it. Listen to the solution. Edify. Listen to the solution. You can't break it. You throw bomb at us, and we will get our hands to sophisticated ones.
We will take it upon ourselves like we have done in the past, and to inform you that you will kill us, we will kill you, but at the end, our freedom will come. That will guarantee the future of our children and our unborn generation. Nigeria is destined to fail. Will come. That will guarantee the future of our children and our unborn generation. Nigeria is destined to fail. And our unborn generation. Nigeria is destined to fail.
So, the man who is now talking about what they can do, listen to him, what he has.
Number one, unity. We must unite across every cultural bound, because our real problems are the perpetrators of evil, not your brother from another tribe. And that's why today I come here on behalf of Nigeria. Anybody that's been caught in any tribal debacle or war, please, I apologize, let's forgive. For this last election, please, let's forgive.
What these people don't know is before we come to serve Biafra, Chukwukike Abiama directed us to go and lay our hands into some books. And later on, Chukwukike Abiama says, go and study the life of chameleon. And when we went to study the life of chameleons, we found out that there are up to 160 species of chameleon found in this world. And the fastest changing chameleon found in this world can change under 2 seconds and is found in Madagascar. That's why if you are reading comments in this place, a lot of people said, we know you already. There is no way, it is impossible, completely beating around the bush, that Hausa, Igbo, Fulani, Yoruba can be one. The experiment can never work. It is blow. You can never take a new one and put inside an old bottle. You cannot come and build a house in a 40 foundation. So, Erufai, today we just remember you, and we will come back to this year analysis again, which Chukwukike Abiama tell us to come this way. There is no way forward with male preaching action, speak louder, and that is what the bridge is doing, divine precious. You understand? Obi Ezue Mike, good day. I greet you, Obi Ezue. And Pressy Alga, please tell me how to send IOU. Please, IOU, you go to Google, more easy. You will see the link. Check Biafran voting link. You will see how to get IOU. You will see it there, please. Then it is easier for you now while we are online. But I think we will make another video more, keep explaining on how to do the IOU. Again, maybe we send it to you. But ask anybody very close to you, they will tell you how to send the IOU. Or easily on Saturday, when we are having fundraising, please join the program and they ask. The link will be given to you easy in that place, from that place. Obieze, I greet you. Obieze. Chidimma Williams, I greet you. Iko tuonye, ha ha ha. For the election, forgive them, Lord. Oh Lord, after you read the red result. Yes, they read the red result. Apayos, thank you. I greet you all. So the solution is here. Nigeria is destined for destruction. No way, brother. Yeah. Yeah. No way, brother. It's too late. It's too late for unity. Then Franca Okonkwo, hell sing. I greet you, sing. Nigeria can never stand. This is a pastor telling you you are in a church, but a pastor is telling you that you are beating around the bush. Nigeria can never stand again. So, Erufai, find your seat. Nigeria is destined for destruction. Who is he talking to? To become. We can't see anyone mad people everywhere in the zoo. Okay. Then Malachi also. Longer time. Yes, thank you. We are here always searching and digging out the program. Ada Diche, the special Ada Diche. You understand? That is how to pronounce it. Ada Diche. Yeah, a unique Ada. I greet you. Well done, Ada Diche. Here we go back before we call it a day now. Write your comment, please. If you have not hit the like button, please do so. Hit the like button because we are calling it a day.
We can't continue to hold the hurt so much. It will stop us from progress. These are bad people who want the division to continue so that we will not be able to reason properly for ourselves. So it's a gimmick to set us against each other. You are not my brother. You are not my problem, my brother. You are not my problem, my sister. It is those who are manipulating us that are trying to cause chaos amongst us. So please, whoever is hot, I beg, on behalf of the integrity and the hope we expect in this country, let's forgive. Another thing, we need to hold our politicians accountable. And that's why I say kudos to you, sir. Please, a big round of applause for Reverend. A big round of applause for Reverend. As a church is set up an advocacy group, most churches will not try it. Because they'll be waiting for the day one politician will come and donate drum. Or they'll be waiting for the day politician will come and they will endorse them on stage. Real quickly, how do we break these agents of national distortion?
Then, Biafrans, we are calling it a day. He asked, how do we break this agent of national distortion? And the Malachi also said, everything happening in the zoo is evidence of failure. That is how to know that this national distortion, that is it. His name is Rofai Useni. Good evening, 555 Vision, William Eliu. Then he asked a question how to do it. Listen to how. If you have a message to send to him, they are reading our news also. They're listening to media team also. Write it here. As we are about to call it a day, we have to go and read more news.
Real quickly, how do we break these agents of national distortion?
How do we break these agents of national distortion? We will tell you now right away how to break it. You will see how to break it. We are not hiding it.
And to inform you that you will kill us, we will kill you, but at the end, our freedom will come. That will guarantee the future of our children and our unborn generation. Nigeria is destined to fail. Islamic State of Nigeria, terrorist state of Nigeria, who knows nothing other than killings, women and children from the north, south, west, and all over Nigeria, just recently conducted election in Rivers State. In election of just local government election, they are bombing themselves and killing each other. And they even have a court order refraining police from participating in that election, where police went and started snatching ballot box. That is not a country that we want to be part of.
This is not a country we want to be part of. Erufai, you understand? Then, we will do something different now. Mary Ike, Ndewo, Gladys, Pure Heart. Let him call the bad people by their names. They cannot. Blessing Favor. Nigeria has no mequatarism and can never be metaquadi. Yeah? Then, God bless the United States of Biafra. Chidinma Williams, thank you. Divine Precious, I greet you. No way. Then letting anyone go their separate ways. Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, full stop. That is the answer we gave to you. Yeah, full stop. And the Divine Precious has given you full stop for how to do it. You know, a broken bottle can never be amended.
Real quickly, how do we break these agents of national distortion? Number one, unity.
There is nothing like unity. Unity has never been since the history of Nigeria. Ngozi Emmanuel, Mazi, tell that man to sit down. Nigeria is gone forever. There is nothing like unity. We can unite when Nigeria is divided. Biafra will go. If I see a Yoruba person, I will embrace a Yoruba person wholeheartedly. I will embrace Fulani person wholeheartedly. I will embrace Hausa person wholeheartedly. But living inside one cage, suffocating ourselves, there is nothing like unity. You understand? Juliana Obi, good evening, great Biafrans. We thank you, lovers of freedom, as we go on keeping our eyes on the ball. Our eyes has never been out of the ball. Another day we will analyze this program again with pictures. Those who has not subscribed to 555 Vision program, please try to do so. This is how we do. If you have not hit the like button, hit. Then if you have not subscribed, subscribe. If you have not shared, try to share so that other people will see what we are doing. Nigeria has come to their own need. And they remember, we are in solid discussion with the international communities. This is their pictures in case you don't know. These are, let me bring it and make it then large. All these people, you see their pictures here. These are people inside Washington, D.C., the people that make law, the powerful country of this world as of today. The number third person is the person you are seeing, and the speaker from the left side of me, the speaker, and the third person after Biden, Kamala Harris. This is the man, the third person in the world, and they see our finance minister standing with them, and all of them rejected Nigeria. So lovely Biafrans, ndewo no, divine precious, ndewo. Mary Ike Erufai is warming up to be a politician later. Thank you, lovers of freedom. We see you again